Hey guys, first of all, Comic Book University. Let's try this again, this time with my mic on. I just went into about a 5-minute explanation about torture and suddenly realized through the chat that my mic was not on. Okay, so, thanks guys for letting me know that. Derf. The complications of live streaming. Okay, so we start off in the beginning with this cat named Pulse, all right? And I thought his name was Gus also. It's hard to tell what he was saying. Anyway, he was apparently like the best friend of Thunderbird. They were great friends. They were always hanging out and blah blah blah, all that stuff. Anyway, they get to this point where he's basically staying behind to save them, and he gets himself shot, and we figure he's dead. It's supposed to be a really emotional moment. Here's the problem: nobody knows who this guy is. Like, where'd he come from? You know what I'm saying? He just appeared, and then he gets killed in this. They didn't show him in episode 1 or 2. Or 3. So now episode 4, it's like right in the beginning, hey, I'm here, and I'm dead. You can feel sympathy for Thunderbird, maybe. You're not going to feel any empathy for this poor guy who died. It's like, I don't know you. You know what I'm saying? I don't know you. Plus, you're the guy who was stupid enough that here's people coming after you, shooting you. You see the lights. You know that they're the bad guys, and you're going to stand up and do your whole thing and whatnot. You couldn't think to maybe stand behind a tree and do that, or kneel, or something. Just, I don't know, man. Anyway, so we're going to see him again later. Hey, calm down in there. There's the problems with doing things during the day. I forgot that this was on last night. So anyway, Marcus, Eclipse. Now, this is what I was in the middle of doing. Marcus decides that he's got to get some information from this girl who he used to date, Carmen. Problem is that she needs information from this dude. And she wants Marcus to torture this guy so that he can get information. So this is the way he decides to do it. He causes his hand to light up really, really bright. And then starts holding it towards the dude's eyes. And he's telling him the whole time, listen, man, whether your eyes are open or closed, this is enough light that it's going to blind you permanently. You're never going to be able to see again. You're never going to have your eyes again unless you tell me what we need to know. Please just tell me what what we need to know, what she wants, all right? So here's the thing. Without going into the ridiculous explanation that I got myself into earlier before I realized that my mic was off, I will say this. That actually is a permanent blinding of the eyes. The way that one actually works is partially by overloading the rods of our eyes so that it can never take in any more light. More than that, even if somehow that could be avoided, it's still actually melting the iris. So imagine you've got a glass window you can see through, it's really nice, all that good stuff, and then you decide, let's put some heat to it, and now you have stained glass. And you can never change it from stained glass back to see-through glass again, through transparent glass again. You'll never be able to see out that window again. That's your eyes. That's what this guy's willing to do. Now, I hear blah, 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 whatever, all these little excuses. Here's the thing. He did this for puppy love. He's a kid. He's a kid. Sorry. As a guy who's 42 years old, that's how I look at this. He's a stupid kid who just tortured someone. Now, I know you might say, oh, but he was a criminal. That's what we're assuming. Because another criminal told him to, who we could clearly see that she is evil and vindictive. And calm down in there. And, sorry. Stay out of there. Stay out of there. Stop. You're fine. You're fine. You're fine. Stop. 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 Okay. Calm down. Anyway. So, I don't actually know what this is, guys. Anyway. This is my youngest. He's 2. So, here. This is what happened. He's basically torturing this guy for the love of Polaris. Someone who he might wind up breaking up with at some point. You don't know. We don't know. We don't know anything about that. That's what he's planning on doing. I think that's just a little bit ridiculous. That's a bit much for me. Bit much for me to especially since we know that torture doesn't actually work. The guy was willing to say anything right there on the spot. Such and such and such. Believe me. Sound like the president, the POTUS. You know what I'm saying? And nobody believes what that guy says, especially after he says, believe me. So no, that wasn't realistic. I wasn't liking that. So no. From now on, Marcus is Gitmo. He's not even not DaCosta. No. And he's not even not Sunspot anymore. He is Mr. Torture. Like, I can't get behind this guy anymore unless he somehow finds some way to redeem this guy. Like, that's it. I don't think that's actually what the writers were going for, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I can't get behind a guy who just tortures somebody he doesn't even know. And it's not even to help him directly. It's indirectly, hoping that this girl's going to help him. This vindictive, evil girl. Just, wow. Just dumb. So, what I did really like the best, to me, the best part of this episode is literally the Strucker kids working together. Because if you go and check out my Explained in a Minute for the Strucker kids, you just look up Fenris Explained in a Minute, you'll see that they had to hold hands in order to get their powers to activate. That's to either fly or to use, one had a concussive beam, the other had a disintegrator ray. Go and check out Fenris Explained in a Minute for more on that. Anyway, you get to see that they had to work together to really get their power, or to get Andy's powers down packed, because he's just out of control. So she used her shields to contain his blasts. That was extremely inventive. Hats off to the Gifted for pulling that off. That is freaking awesome. Also, the commentary, the social commentary there on the idea of children soldiers. That's kind of what the X-Men always were, right? And finally, somebody saying it took a mother, right, to say something about that. That was brilliant. That was absolutely brilliant. The idea that these kids are growing up fast. Like, I know this is, like when you think about the original X-Men, they're like, what, 14, 15, whatever. They're like 15, whatever, growing up and into this world. It was messed up. It was hard. It was rough, but it was acceptable. The idea of putting teenage sidekicks in jeopardy. That's the thing that Stan Lee always hated. He's like, what, sidekicks? Dude, these people would go to jail in a heartbeat. These, like Batman would go to jail. It's child endangerment, But this is life. As a mutant, that's a very different story. These people are actually coming after you. You're not going after crime. Crime is coming after you, and justice is coming after you. So it's a very different story with the mutants, and they're playing it off well, and the whole commentary on that, it's great. My favorite line was from, what was the name? I'm having a brain fart right now. But the idea of having, hey, Victor. But the idea that, what do you call it? Andy's sister, Andy's big sister. I can't remember her name right now. Anyway, she went and said at one point, "This isn't corn muffins." That little speech, it was what, 3 lines? That was awesome. That would if that doesn't explain exactly how all of these mutants feel, I don't know what else will. That was great. That was really great. Polaris, man, I love. Everything makes me love Polaris even more. You might think right away, she's being stupid. She's just got to help this guy. You got to realize there's a mutual benefit. Yes, exactly. But you know what she is? She's a stupid little teenage girl. I mean, again, this isn't misogyny. Mark is a stupid little teenage boy, But, literally just the stupid little teenager thing of, I'll never forgive you. I'll never forgive you. You don't even know what forever is. You're young. Shut up. You know what I'm saying? And here she is. She's just no, I know that, you'd be able to help me out right now. I know that working together is good. I know this, that, whatever. Stop trying to confuse me with the facts. My fact is, I hate you because you're somebody who deserves my hatred, and you're actually tangible. I can reach you. I can hurt you back right now. And that makes perfect sense. That's exactly how her character should be played. I loved that. That was great. Yes, it pissed me off. It's will you just freaking help him? But at the same time, I totally understand why she wouldn't. Great acting. Great there. Andy seemed to be a little bit too much of the whole, I think that maybe it was a little bit overacting. I'm not sure with that. But, again, he's the character who I love to hate. He's the character I love to hate. It's I hate this stupid kid. He's going to be the bad guy. Just whatever. He's just so dumb. He ticks me off sometimes. But he's acting that way. That's the way that he's got to act that character, and it's doing well. Once in a while, though, I wonder, is he actually acting at this point? Or is he just overacting? It's hard to tell sometimes. The blink and, yeah, and just I wrote this down. Polaris is more human, I know, for Homo superior. She is more human than she thinks she is by that hatred towards Andy's dad. But Blink and Thunderbird, that relationship there is actually really, really cool. Do you think it could be linked to the X-Men MCU? That's a good question, Samuel. Yes, it actually could. Very easily, this could be linked. Because think about it, these guys are underground. You know what I'm saying? So you've heard about these guys, whatever, they're all over the place. The question is, I'm in my mind, I'm thinking, can you link it to all the X-Men movies? That would actually be a hard deal. That would be a hard sell. I think that the X-Men universe, if what do you call it? Fox could ever get off of their high horse and recognize that even though Marvel works for Disney, you know, or they're owned by Disney, they are not in and of themselves actually Disney. And if they could just put aside their hatred for Disney, maybe they could realize that Marvel's not the bad guys and that maybe they could actually work with Marvel. Like, again, that's the whole big thing. Everybody thinks it's Marvel versus Fox or Fox versus Marvel. Marvel will get along with anybody. They're happy to get along with anybody. And they're the ones going out actively trying to make the deals. The problem is they're owned by Disney. Disney's pissed off a lot of people. Fox has pissed off a lot of people. And Sony has pissed off a lot of people. Like, everybody's pissing each other off. You know, it's a big pissing contest, all right? These guys need to get toilet bowls. Or at least write their names in the snow. Like, do something proactive with your urine. Anyway, all that being said, yes, I do believe that this show by itself, they're underground. It would perfectly fit in, especially like with the Inhumans thing going on and whatnot. It's like, oh, you guys are Inhumans. What? We're not Inhumans. We're mutants. Wait, what? You know, I think that would work great. I think that would be a great way to just, they would very easily transition in, no issues whatsoever. Very little explanation, you know? Spider-Man, it would be harder to explain than slipping these mutants in. As far as I'm concerned, just a perfect transition. The Blink and Threshold relationship, I think, is beautiful. I love that. I love the psychology that she has these memories. The idea that maybe they're going to fade away. In a sense, yes, but this, because, like, let's say you witness a violent crime. Maybe you're the main witness. It actually happened to you. Maybe you're the victim in a violent crime. There's a reason why they say that eyewitness testimony isn't always 100%, because sometimes we will try to blame somebody because they just fit the bill well enough, or it fits with your personal prejudices, your biases, your hatreds, and it's just, you know, I just need closure for this. I'm tired of all this crazy stuff, and if I just have some kind of closure, boom. That's the reason why a lot of times victims will blame the wrong person, but they're positive that they're the right people because in their minds, they're actually making things work. Think about how trauma works and how all sorts of different, I love the psychology that superheroes actively portray. The way that trauma works and things like that. Your mind is trying to make sense of something in a way that it won't be so painful for us to deal with. You know what I'm saying? Which is why we can sometimes block out memories or, yes, even change memories. Like, it's a hard thing for regular people just living their lives, working day to day to understand sometimes. Unless you've been victimized or if you study psychology, it's amazing the kind of things that our mind can do to protect ourselves. So her wondering, did we go outside and do stuff or not? It's like, no, we never went outside. Oh, okay. I wish that he was, in a sense, a better liar, Thunderbird, because, like, stop turning away. Twice he turned away. You know what I'm saying? 2 times he did that, and she's going to pick up on that, and she's going to start feeling a sense of resentment, and once because you know she's going to figure it out. I think that Thunderbird should have actually threatened that one girl, the kiss and change your memories chick, should have maybe suggested to her, you're going to fix this now because that was wrong. Like, make this right. Don't just, you did this. I understand why you did it. I understand it. I get it. And it did work. It might not have, though. Either way, you've got to fix this. Like, I kind of wish they would have done that. But at the same time, they're all stupid teenagers. So I get it. I get it, thinking that problems will just go away on their own and things like that. Thunderbird's technically doing the same thing by not proactively saying, okay, listen, here's what happened. You know what I'm saying? So all of it, it's great. And then at the end, here's the one thing that just didn't pay off for me was the friendship, the deep friendship between Thunderbird and Pulse. You know? It was cool seeing him there. I'm like, oh, is that an adult leech? But, yeah, it seemed like he did that Roman Reigns Superman punch on him. I love that. I think he did it better than Roman Reigns did. I'm just, whatever. But that's a WWE comment for anybody who doesn't know. It was all of it. It was good. But it wasn't great because, again, we just got introduced to this character, and by the and like 15 minutes into the movie, you already forgot the character. You forgot his name. You forgot everything. You know what I'm saying? So that didn't really deliver the way that I expected it to. Anyway, I'm still saying this was a great episode. All these episodes are great. I love this TV show. It's fantastic. What's going on in the chat now? Boo 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 boo. Raven, what's up? X-Men universe is so. I guess you're saying mishandled? Yeah, the X-Men movie universe absolutely is being mishandled, but the TV shows right now, like Legion blew me away. I couldn't have fathomed them doing so many different things and putting them in, integrating them, and making them work so well. Legion was incredible. It's why I had such high hopes for Gifted. There's a couple little things in here, like the acting of the main dude. The main guy in charge of the Sentinel services, that bald guy, he's got a great look. Great, perfect. But sometimes, like that thing that he does where he kind of looks off camera and talks aloud, like thinks aloud, it's like, dude, just stop. It's too much. It's too much. Stop with the whole trying to stay in control thing. Like, maybe get a gruff voice, something different. I don't even know. I'm not a director. I don't know how to give direction for something like that. But like whatever he's doing, it's not working for me. You know, like every time that he starts doing the whole thing where he like looks off and thinks aloud, it's like, oh my God, shut up. It's not your strong point. You know? Let's see. Yes. So it was mishandled. Okay. That's what I thought. It's no big deal. Thanks so much for answering my question. Nobody usually replies. How rude. No worries, Samuel. Oh, and welcome, brothers. First time I ever recognized seeing you here. Dick Fillmore, what's up, brother? I'm too old to enjoy teenage adventures anymore. Good morning, Professor. Yeah, I know what you're saying. But at the same time, you know what? You can go back and you can read any X-Men comic, and you know that you'd enjoy it. You know you'd enjoy it. They better treat Thunderbird right. I'll be pissed. Yeah, exactly. If they make him an apple. Well, here's the thing. The thing that makes me realize that they're going to treat him really well was the previous episode, episode 3. Because towards the very beginning, he was talking about himself in the past. He's like, I used to be a hothead. I used to have something to prove, but I've grown up since then. All of that is referenced back to when he actually died. You know what I'm saying? Because he only had 3 appearances as a living human being. You know what I'm saying? His other 2 appearances after that were he came back from the dead. He was summoned back from the dead from the great spirits, and the Chaos Wars, which I covered, Spotlight on Story, X-Men Chaos Wars spinoff, tie-ins. There's 2 issues. But what do you call it? Like, just... He really was a hothead. He had something to prove to himself, to whatever, to everybody out there. The whole I'm a man thing. It's like, oh my God, we have to grow up past that. But when he said that, I was like, dude, they're going to treat him right. The way that they treated him in the Chaos Wars tie-in, which... perfect, like as an actual leader. And he really is the most level-headed leader there. I mean, especially after the whole Marcus is torturing people thing now. And apparently she's like, anytime I want, you're going to come back. That's not cool. That's not cool. It wouldn't have been said, like, obviously he doesn't have to do it, but, he might need her help in the future, so he's got to come back. You know what I'm saying? They wouldn't have said it in the TV show if it weren't actually going to happen. They didn't address it otherwise, so that's messed up. Victor, I love the show. Yes. Raven, Legion was fantastic. Well, some people's taste is only in their mouth. Clearly, Raven, yours, you have a very wide, expansive taste. I wholeheartedly agree. Hey, baby professor? What? I became a baby? Oh, yes, my 2-year-old. Yes, he was crying out there. I had to check out the beginning of this video. I had to run out there and grab him really quick. He woke up at 5. And right now it's 9. So, yeah, he's really tired. He only got 11 hours of sleep. So, yeah, he's not feeling it. And when I say 11 hours of sleep, what I mean is I put him to bed at 6. He didn't actually fall asleep until about 9. That's, yeah, kids need a lot of sleep. So anyways, he's almost asleep. So I'm going to go put this guy down, let him lay down for a little bit. Yeah, he's not even like looking at the camera or anything. It's really weird. My other one's in school. All right, guys. So that's all I got. No more comments in the chat. So Thank you so much for showing up, Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.